in terms of the business, can you tell us what sort of key areas that you guys focus on?
So one of the difficulties for us is that there's no budget for clubs and organisations that we work within, because most of the time data analytics sits at one area within coaching. We are more looking at the data analytics of governance and how that affects performance. So we'll go to a board and say, we'd like to work with you. And they say, well, it's not in our data budget. It's like, well, what is it in your governance budget? So we have to oftentimes wait a year for a club to kind of develop a budget or develop an interest. And so what we work on is we will look at something called cohesion analytics, which is about understanding how change affects performance. So change of people, change of program, change of coach. One interesting statistic we found was that a new coach at a club, the less experienced they are, the better they do in their first year. The more experienced they are, the worse the team does. The new coach will come in with a lot of experience and affect so much change that the team goes into a bit of chaos and tends to underperform. So understanding how change manifests itself in performance, and also what are the key drivers of performance over the long term. It's not just about pass accuracy. It's about saying, how do we develop players? How do we develop people? How do we take a long view as to success? And basically, the clubs that are the longer the view they have, the more successful they are over the long term.
Yeah, right. Okay. And you mentioned obviously a lot of these theories started off in the sporting world, but you've managed to take it into the corporate world as well. How have you found that journey?
I think the thing to start off with is we couldn't find any data on this in sport. So we actually went to military and HR and hospital data, and then we brought those ideas to bear in sport. And so when we take it to corporate, we're more actually bringing it back. So, for example, some of our work's based on a guy called Grossberg at Harvard Business School, who looked at the portability of talent between stockbroking firms. We just applied that to sport and found it was similar but different in a lot of ways. So it's the one thing is that there's very little money in sport comparative. You talk to a club, with a $300 million budget, but then you'll be talking to a toiletries manufacturer with a $800 million budget. So you sort of think that sport is such a big area, but comparatively around the world, in terms of the corporates, it's pretty minor.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you'd like to check out more of our content, go to sporttechdaily.com or follow us on social media across Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram.